On a quiet beach in Japan, where the waves whisper softly, there lived a little crab named Kani. Kani was small, Kani was shy. Whenever something new happened, Kani hid in his shell. Come and play with us, Kani, the other sea creatures called. But Kani peeked out just a little. I don't know, he whispered. And Kani went back into his shell. Click safe alone. The other creatures played without him. They laughed by the tide pools. Kani watched from his shell. He felt a little sad. He wanted to play too, but he was afraid. The next evening, Kani heard a small cry. "Help! Help me, please." It was a little starfish, stuck between two big rocks. The tide was coming in slowly, slowly. Kani peeked out of his shell, his heart beat fast. "I should help her," he whispered to himself. "But I am so small." He took a deep breath, his claws were shaking, but he stepped out of his shell. 1 step, 2 steps. He walked across the sand, faster and faster. He reached the rocks, he pushed, he pulled, he tried again, and finally, the starfish slipped free. "Thank you, Kani," she said, smiling brightly. "You saved me." Kani looked down at his own claws. He could not believe what he had just done. "Kani, you were so brave," said the little shrimp. "You saved our friend." Kani smiled shyly. "I was scared," he admitted. "My claws were shaking the whole time." That's okay, the starfish said gently. Being brave doesn't mean you're not scared. Being brave means you help, even when you are scared. Kani thought about this. He had been afraid, so afraid, but he had still taken that first step out of his shell. That night, all the little sea creatures played together. Kani danced in the moonlight with his new friends. He was not hiding anymore. The moon glowed softly over the quiet beach. The waves whispered their gentle lullaby, and Kani felt warm and safe, surrounded by his friends. Kani closed his eyes, feeling warm and safe. Tonight, our little friend Kani learned a beautiful lesson. Being brave doesn't mean we are never scared. It means we take a small step forward even when our hearts are trembling. When we find the courage to help others, our hearts feel peaceful, and our dreams become sweet. My little friends, just like Kani, it is time to close your eyes. Hold your favorite blanket close. Listen to the gentle waves outside your window and drift into your sweetest dreams. To listen to more magical stories every night, please follow the FIIC Smart Baby channel. Shh. Good night. Quiet beach. Sleep.